Stretch Street Podcast.
My name is Sabrina Ozma and I'm a Nigerian, full-blooded Naija for life. I'm a TV host, I'm a poise and etiquette coach, I'm a singer, I'm an actor, I'm a model, yes, I'm a fashion connoisseur. I'm a happy child, I'm a lover of good things. That is all I do. In fact, I'm a Jesus girl for life. Yeah, stamp it. Fun thing. Hey, whoa. So many fun things about me. I have, but one fun thing about me. If they ask this fine girl, fashion connoisseur, what's your best food? You think it's fried rice, jollof rice, abacha, African salad, that Igbo one. Yes, that's one where they put more dry fish, everything, you know. Honestly, that's my best food, and I can't do without gari, cassava flakes. In fact, I brought it to Dubai. I'll use kuli pepper one, drink it. Anyways, after drinking it, I package, you know, as a poise and etiquette coach. I cannot fold my hands. You know how these things work, yeah. So I grew up with my grandma, and there's something she always tells us, and which has stuck with me. Godliness with contentment is great gain. So if you're godly and you're content with what you have, you'll definitely be the most happiest person on earth. So for me, my philosophy in life, godliness with contentment is great gain indeed.
No matter how dark the night is, the sun always rises. No matter how hard life gets, keep moving forward. You never know what amazing things are waiting just around the corner. No story is too rough and no journey is too tough. Join us on Stretch Street to be inspired by the stories of people who have been through it all and come out stronger. Stretch Street Podcast. Stretching without snapping.
Yes, welcome to this episode on Stretch Street. I know it still feels a little bit weird saying Stretch Street Podcast rather than the Afrocentrist Podcast, but I guess it's going to take a little bit of time to get used to, but I'm all in for this, right? And I'm so excited to be here again and today with this cute, gorgeous human being, right? You know, see me now, I'm calm because I've seen somebody like this one, like the energy level is like high like this.
100.100.
You know what I'm saying?
No time.
Right, so welcome to the show today. I believe you've met my guest, Sabrina Ozma, and today we're going to be diving into her story. Remember that why this, podcast exists is to share the stories of people who have gone through experiences that have stretched them, but in a way they didn't snap because they've been able to overcome those stretches and be the amazing people that they are today. And so we're going to be diving into Sabrina's story. And she's like, are you really ready? Are you really ready to hear this story? Okay. Anyways, how are you, Sabrina?
I'm so well. Thank you so much for having me here. I've been looking forward to this. So before I start this story, if you don't know, because I care to tell everyone that cares to listen, because you will listen on. You don't have a choice. If you're going to listen to this podcast before I start, before you say, I'm not interested, because on this one, you're going to be so interested. She taught me TV and radio presenting. She taught me. She was one of my teachers, and that's like 6 years ago. She taught me what I'm doing presently, and to the whole world, I just want to say thank you. for your love. I know you were, it wasn't like you were so hard then, but go and do your assignments tomorrow. Bring this, I will never forget. And that has helped us to who we are today. I'm so grateful.
Thank you so much.
She's a genius, a legend. And I just know that there's so many people that you've taught. They may not say thank you, but I'm part of that 10 lepers that God healed.
The one that came back to say
I'm the one
you.
that's saying thank you. Don't worry, I'm going to buy you a private jet.
Woo!
Get ready. Trip all over the world.
Once
Sabrina Ozma is.
It has hammer.
Hammer. I'm marrying a radio, but hammer, ma. Yeah. So
awesome. Just being here alone and saying this alone is even enough reward for whatever it is that we did back then, guys. And this is also plugging in a shout out because I couldn't have had that platform and that opportunity to train Sabrina and the rest of the people we trained at the Pro MCs without Kamal Salau.
Yes,
so shout out to you, Kamal Salau, if you get to watch this ever. Thank you so much. And also to my paddy, one and only Shegon Baba.
Thank you guys. You
we did that together. I'm not saying not leaving out all the other facilitators we had back then. Shoma BBB, Nelly, VN, all of you. We just want to say thank you because that seed that we sowed then is germinating. And look at Sabrina today, such an amazing broadcaster on the Redeemed TV.
Yes, Dove Television, the Redeemed Christian Church of God.
Amazing stuff. Like when you watch her, she's like, I'm just like, whoa.
Talkie.
Right, so 2 broadcasters in the house, right? So you're in for a talk time.
Yeah.
So let's dive into your stories, Sabrina. I know you have pockets of story. We all do.
Yes.
Right. So which one are you going to tell us that really stretched you and how you were able to come out of it without snapping?
Okay, so for me, I want to start with the reason I'm into broadcasting. Yes, because that is what I want to do. I may delve into other things later on, but broadcasting has brought that stamp, that brand, the Sabrina Ozma. So you want to count how many people in the Christian circle. And moreover, the truth is, don't allow anybody to tell you Christianity is boredom or it's boring. It's not boring. You can see. I still carry the presence of God. I'm still covered. I'm still blinging. I'm still shiny. That is life.
Dripping glory.
You know how these things work. We carry Jesus. So let us see Jesus in you. Hallelujah. Okay, so back to the question.
Hello and welcome to another episode on the Stretch Street Podcast.
I remembered while I was in the north because, my story, I was born out of wedlock. I'm not ashamed to talk about it again because I know there are a lot of people that had children out of wedlock and they usually say, oh, your child can't amount to nothing. Your child would amount to something, no. I always tell people that we the love children, God is particular about us because we were not planned. We just came. Love just busted my mother's head and she got pregnant. And of course, in my mother's family, once you're pregnant, no abortion. And, she had me and went back to school. So I grew up with my grandparents, my maternal grandparents. Oh, they were amazing. They tried every possible best to make life interesting. In fact, I was a spoiled brat, now, children that grew up with grandparents.
Grandma,
See my grandpa, my grandma. Oh my God, God rest their souls. They were so pampering. Hey, anything I want, everything I've ever wanted in life, then they'll say, I changed school.
You don't want this one, they'll change it.
I don't want this one. What happened? They knock me, leave there. I don't want this one. What happened? My friend just changed. Bye. It was so interesting and God rest their soul. But life changed when my grandpa passed on because my grandma now had to start doing things herself with me and of course with our children. She had 10 children. Wow.
That's a huge family.
Yes, 6 boys, 4 girls, and of course the first grandchild with her. It wasn't that difficult per se. And I remembered I told my grandma that, no, I didn't know that, my stepdad, God rest his soul, to pass on 3 years ago, was an amazing father to me. He never for once made me feel like he wasn't my father. No, I never knew until my biological father, I don't know why he wrote me that letter that day, sent a letter through, because he's been looking for me. He sent a letter through my grandmother, and my grandmother now told me, your dad sent a letter. I said, which of my dad? That my biological dad. It never made any sense to me because I was 13. And so I read the letter, but he never made any sense to me. So at night, my grandma now told me all the story that was behind
story.
everything. Oh, it was such an emotional one because I cried. I guess that's where my story changed, because it was after then I went to live with my my father. Oh, he was a nice man. My biological dad, of course, my stepmother, amazing woman. Yes, God blessed me with steps
that are great.
Shout out to my mom too, because my mom is a strong woman. She's a prayer warrior. She's my covering. She's my shield. I remember then too, when my grandma, my mom were around, and they are asleep, and I'm sleeping. They'll wake up, both of them. They will join hands. I know that they are praying. I know that they are praying. The day I said amen, you are not sleeping. Oh yeah, let us pray. Like, I do, God, no longer will I be saying amen again. Let me not be, that's fake sleep. Well, that's on a lighter note. And now fast forward to when I met my dad. Yeah, my dad was a very good person, and he also tried his possible best, but there was no connection, and he tried everything possible to make life easy for me, but there was not that connection. I started struggling with love. I started struggling with, although my stepmother tried her best, my elder brother too tried, because he had a child too before me. They tried that, but I was struggling with self-esteem. I started struggling with self-esteem, and well, I will bring, maybe it's not time for me to talk about this, but maybe part 2 you have me to come talk about that. And I remembered I had to leave my dad due to some stuffs that was affiliated to him not paying my school fees, that if I don't do this, he won't pay my school fees. Not sexual, not anything sexual, it was just family, because he wanted a better life for me and he wanted me to go with someone else. I'm like, no way, I can't do that. And so I left. And fast forward to the next thing, I was in Kaduna, back to Kaduna, because that's where I grew up. I grew up in Kaduna, and back to Lagos. So I was like, whether we like it or not, then I went for Glow Naija Sings. I was the second person they picked in Kaduna as a whole, Glow Naija Sing. The first, of course, like I said earlier on, I can sing. And so I came to Lagos. Shout out to Tosin Martins. He was the one that brought me from Kaduna, like, you have to do music. So I started the struggle in Lagos 7 years ago. I came to Lagos 7 years ago fully, because we came in for Glow Naija Sings, and I went back to Kaduna, then came back. And I remember then that in Lagos, I saw a lot of people making it, and I thought it was jump start. We'll just do this thing. And there was a day someone told me, think in this Lagos, you can make it. I won't call the person's name because he's a known person. You think you can make it? You can come from Kaduna and to Lagos to come and make it. You're joking. Lagos, even me that have been in Lagos for more than 20 years, I'm still struggling. Oh, that day, I said to myself, if this is how Lagos is, let me just go back to my Kaduna. I'm like that prodigal son or that prodigal daughter.
Back to your dad.
Just go back to my dad now. I don't have a choice as it is. How will I leave money and affluence and come and suffer in Lagos? And I remember I saw Pro MC's Academy on, yes, because Derele, yes, was in Kaduna, and I saw it on his status. He was on Facebook, Pro MCs, you want to become. I said, someone said, but you can talk, why don't you try it? So, they say I will not make it in this Lagos, at this TV.
Oh my God.
How many English? All these Lagos people that they can do British, everything, America, me, Hausa girl. Please, how am I going to survive in this Lagos? And and my friend Joseph paid. He said, go, you can do it, just go. And I went for Premises Academy. I was determined to make it. I said, I won't sleep around in Lagos. I won't misbehave in Lagos. If people are making it in this Lagos, I will make it. And so that's how I went for Premises Academy. Of course, after that, they'll put you off for internship. I think it was in Cool FM. The first 5 days, someone told me to Kimberley, they told me off Dove Television opening. I'm like, okay, let me just go for Dove Television opening, because then I was grinding music, everything, voiceover.
Like
German.
We don't know which one.
And then I remember my salary. If you want to talk about my salary, my first salary in Dove Television, I don't want to talk about it because it wasn't even close to the salary level.
The minimum wage.
The minimum wage, thank you. I started and it was a tough one. I remember my first day on air. They believed in me there. And I remember my producer, still my producer, she said to me, this is your first time and you did amazingly well. Like, this one I was carrying the iPad to my chest like this because you have to receive calls, you have to read text messages. She said, no, that you did fantastic. I said, it's my school, they taught us, I just had to pack everything up. And I remember there was a day too, I had an accident. I was on my way to the office and I got robbed on my way. I said to myself, I was injured. I said to myself, this life is tough. How can I be going to the office? I had to be on air because the thing did not affect my eye. At least it was my knee. Because while I was running, I fell on the expressway. Thank God there was no car coming. There was no car coming. If not, they would have crushed my enemy to death. And I still went on. I smiled, I did everything, finished. My producer said, you have to go home. So it was when I finished, I told him that
you had an accident.
I had an accident. He said, I don't understand. Where's the accident? Because it was a long skirt and I showed him. Why didn't you tell us? Why did you not come on here as if nothing happened? So, they always tell us that
the show must go on.
The show must go on no matter what. I said, what school is that one? You will not kill yourself. I said, that's how they trained us in my school. And so he was so happy. And before he knew it, he gave me 10,000 naira.
Wow.
I said, please go and treat yourself. Don't come to the office till next week until you're fine. I said, no, my show Friday, my show Monday. What will happen? Don't worry. We'll play musicals. And so I also remembered one day, my stories. What would have broken me is what I want to talk about right now. And they scheduled me to MC this job. I was so excited and I got there. The man told me that he's sorry, his sister can do the MC.
After you got to the venue?
After I paid for makeup. After I made a new dress.
Wow.
And told me 4 years ago and that he's sorry, his cousin or his sister can do it better than me. He's so sorry. But how much did I used to do all of these things? I'm like, you can't pay me, sir. I said, it's not about the money. But I was looking forward to the platform because it was a big one. And he said to me, you're still rising. We need people, names that are known and all of that. That day, I just went to the bathroom. I removed my wig first. And I cried. Says, it's like, God, are you telling me that this business is not my own? Let me cuckoo look for another business. So after all, I have a BSc in political science. Maybe Abuja is calling me to just become a politician. And I received a text message from my mom that day. She said to me, I didn't tell her anything. And my mom said, you're a strong woman. Oh, I said, hi, I wish my mom knows what is happening right now. And I called her. I wept. I wept on the phone. She said it was the Spirit of God that told her to tell me that I'm a strong woman. I wept. And in the midst of this, I had a fatal heartbreak.
Fatal outbreak, that's a new one.
Yes. It's not the normal heartbreak. It's not fatal accident. Fatal heartbreak. Fatal breakfast.
Oh.
And so everything just came up on me like, no way. If this one cannot break me, nothing else can break me in this life. And I left. Got back home. I went back on air. And so many scenarios, but this one specifically that I just shared, forever in my memory because the man called me last week and said to me, oh, we have an event, Sabrina, and I want you. And I told him, I said, I'm not doing. I said, I'm sorry, I'm turning down this. I have a very important event on the same day, October 1st. I said, no, I'm not. How much are they paying? I said, I'm not doing, sir. I'm sorry. They've paid me ahead, even though they haven't. I'm not doing all of this to make him feel anything. I'm just telling him that Sabrina that
it's
you
no
said,
longer the same. Yeah, so you're well, at that time there was not a known name.
Yes.
Now you're a known name.
Yes.
So now you are worthy of their platform.
Yes, worthy of their platform. And don't tell me that I'm wicked though. I'm just saying that I gave him the same medicine. You ask me why, but you're a Christian, haven't you forgiven? I have. But I just thought I should let him know that I'm no longer available. You know, definitely I have a job the same day. It's not a lie, but I've committed myself to those ones.
Other job.
And I said to them, and so my word is my bond. That's what I said to him. So I said, okay, but we're looking forward to another time because we have so many events coming up. I'm so proud of your progress in Lagos. The Sabrina Ozma, I'm like,
Let me pause you there.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you would have noticed, like, EJ, you're not start saying anything. You're just listening to the story. That's exactly what this podcast is about. To hear the stories of others, to see that the struggle is universal. Everybody goes through struggles, right? But it's just in different phases and in different dimensions or levels, right? So you've heard Sabrina's story and all from the family issues to the rejection, to the heartbreak and all of
fatal,
that.
not fatal.
Fatal heartbreak and all of that. But still, she stayed consistent.
Yes.
She stayed focused on exactly what she wanted to be.
Yeah.
And this is the message that I would like to draw out from this conversation today. And you saw that, like, see, there are people watching. The same people that look at you today and say, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Even though at that point you're actually putting in your best, but they can't see it yet. Or they can't see exactly the whole point of whatever it is you're doing. Please, I want to encourage you. Look at Sabrina.
Stay at it. Keep it.
Keep at it.
Keep at it. Have faith. Be courageous. You can overcome every situation and obstacles that is standing on your way. Just trust in God. Do what you need to do and leave the rest for God. Don't do ashawo, prostitution. It will not pay you. Just stand strong because this job, okay, so the other part that we are surrounding of, you know, is my job. I talk. You know, the other part I want to say is this job attracts men to you. Not
as a woman.
Yes, as a woman. You're attracted. You're attractive to different men. It's now up to you to stand firm. Hold on to your virtues is very important, and to what, I don't know what you've said, but to me, I have said that I'll work hard and make it, no matter what, no matter the struggle,
whatever it takes,
whatever it is. So be strong and be courageous and have faith, and you will definitely be the best
At whatever it is you
at
do.
whatever you do.
So
Yeah.
I hope that you've been inspired, you've been motivated by Sabrina's story here. You can be anything you want to be. And I know this is not the first time you're hearing it, but I also feel like sometimes when life hits you like left, right, center, we kind of forget sometimes. You kind of feel overwhelmed and feel like the whole world is against you, like nothing is working for you. And this is why I do what I do. To bring to your fore, to bring to you to say, see, yes, the struggle is real. You are not alone in this struggle. You're not the only one who has been abused or molested or rejected or spoken to badly or rubbished, right? But if you have your face or your eyes on a goal and you stick with it and you take in all those rejection, the beating and all of that, I mean, I am not going to discount whatever pain that you have been through, but I can say for sure that if you stay, if you keep your eyes on the focus, if you focus your eyes on the goal, you're going to get to wherever it is that you have to get to. So I just want to encourage you today, and I hope that you have been encouraged as well, that no matter how life stretches you
You
hold
can
on
bounce
to God.
back.
Yes, and don't snap.
Yes.
Just try not to snap. For some of us, we do snap
Yes.
at some point.
Of course.
We do snap at some point. Some people have not been able to recover from what life has dealt them or what blow life has dealt them. But we are grateful that for some reason and by God's grace somehow we're able to bounce back and say, okay, I fell, I broke,
I cried.
I
wept.
cracked, but I did not give up. And here I am today again sharing my story. And if you are like that, and you know that your story is one that can inspire anybody out there, you can reach out to me to be a part of this show so that you can, share your stretch story. This is Stretch Street Podcast, and I am the energetic EJ. Please do follow us across all social media platforms and also support the work that we do by buying us a cup of coffee or making a donation to us. All the details will be attached to the description of this podcast and of this video. Thank you so much for watching today. Let us know in the comment section, what you learned, one or two things that you learned from this whole story. And if you have any shout out for Sabrina, you better go look out for her show. Follow her across her social media
Sabrina
platforms.
Ozma.
One and only.
Yes, one and only. No counter, not what?
No counterfeit.
At all. No other Sabrina, just Sabrina Ozma.
Right, so follow Sabrina across the social media handles. It will be attached to the description of this podcast, and follow her work. She's doing amazing work on Dove TV. And this is where my own space is. And I hope that you're going to join me again on the next episode of Stretch Street Podcast. Keep stretching, but do not snap, okay?
Yes.
I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.